If the first game breaks, we'll get you know it up, put on more speed. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. Ball, obstacles, block, cut, sides, through the game, tackle, this win it. Rush you again, here for the first minute. Carry my team there 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Unbelievable place. Great university. Knoxville's unbelievable city. Great people. The passion for football is even greater than I thought it would be. And man, Neyland Stadium, I said it, a couple of years ago, and I still think it's the best football experience for a college football fan or a player in the country.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
Mark Stoops is 2-9 against this team, and to walk around this place before the game, I was disgusted. The smugness of those guys just walking around like, we're going to walk in here, we're going to kick your ass, and you can't do anything about it. And it made me sick. And you know what? They did it. They still did it. What the hell? Can we just beat this team? I know that Mark Stoops has done a lot of good things. This is his one really bad thing. The stupid stat about beating teams with a winning record and taking the next step and blah, blah. Just freaking beat Tennessee. Please, can we just stop losing to this stupid team with their stupid orange colors, their stupid...
I don't believe there are good people that pull for Georgia. I think they're all terrible, ugly, disgusting human beings. I think it's just that no, there are no good Georgia fans, Eric. There are none.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive. Black and white headlights pierce, patrols, blazing arrows, burning me to the marrow. But fire brings peace as well as it brings fear. You're the only thing I hear, and I want that. The songs howl like me, poets sat in our chains, soaking moonlit falls, unbroken past this inundated orb that we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive. The dogs howl like me, poets sat in our chains, soaking moonlit smashed and broken in the sea. When we wake up each cold morning and the birds sing their warning songs.
Good Sunday evening. Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. Man, you know what? Put up the bat signal. It's time to do a fan call-in show. Back in the day, we used to only do these during the season, and that was it. But I said, you know what? Nope. You guys support this channel. You guys keep this thing rocking and rolling. You keep us driving forward. So we'll do a fan call-in show as much as possible. We got something to talk about. We're going to jump on here Sunday nights. We're going to talk about it. My name is Boogie Bentley, and I'm joined by this dude right over here. The dude with the best hat game in the business, the best jacket game in the business. I was going to say I bet he has a Cultivate shirt on, but I don't think he does. I think he's got something else on.
Buck Bama.
Can't go wrong with that.
Can't go wrong with that.
Coach Jay, what's going on?
Classic. Man, I feel good, Boogie. Shoot, man. I felt good last time we were all on here and we were talking and everyone was in panic mode. And it seems like everyone's not panicking necessarily anymore, right? It almost seems like this coaching staff has had a plan all along and is stuck to that plan and is executing that plan. And man, I love that. I love when that starts to come together right in front of your eyes.
Man, I don't want to bury the lead. I almost want to go to the main event. Once we open it up to a fan call-in show, I got to put some people on blast because I agree. I think this coaching staff did have a plan. I think they are calculated and they knew exactly what they were doing going into the portal. We won't bury that lead. We'll stick around. How you feeling, Coach Rice? I feel like when we came on before everything got negative, you were fired up. After everybody got negative, you're still fired up. Now here we are watching things play out. I think you're probably still fired up.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm ready for 2024, man. I'm ready for the Nico era to begin if it don't start in the bowl game. But, man, we got the pieces to have a great run in 2024. It's Coach Heupel knows what he's doing. Yes, he's had his questions, but, I mean, every coach has their questions from time to time. I mean, I hate it, but even the greatest coach of all time makes questionable decisions in Coach Saban. I mean, it just is what it is. And that's part of the game. I mean, I will firmly say I make bad decisions, and Coach Jay will probably tell you the same thing. But, I mean, the roster we're putting together, it's a talented roster, and they're just adding to the pieces that were necessary for this roster to take that next step and get to the potential that it can be. And that's SEC championship, SEC champion, national playoff contenders.
Screw it, let's bury the lead. I want to bury the lead because it fits right now with people that the biggest thing that I'm seeing in the comment section right now is why is Tennessee not going after these Georgia 5-stars? All these 5-stars in the portal, all these Bama players in the portal, why is Tennessee not targeting them? What everybody fails to look back on is you might as well look when this season ended, when the clock struck 0 against Vanderbilt, you start recruiting your guys first. And everybody likes to celebrate. Everybody's excited that Cooper's coming back. Everybody's excited that John Campbell's coming back. Everybody's excited that Spraggins is coming back. Let me put it this way. What if all those guys played for Georgia and we added Cooper Mays, Javonte Spraggins, John Campbell, Gerald Mincy all through the portal? We also added Omar Norman Lott, Omari Thomas, Elijah Simmons. What if we added all of those guys through the portal? What would this fan base be saying? But Coach Jay, we did basically add, those guys are getting free football. That's Josh Heupel recruited them. Spire Sports Group spent some of their money on those guys. That's important, and you got to remember that when you're looking at, well, why didn't Tennessee target this guy or that guy?
I think you just nailed it, Boogie. I think it's everything. I think we landed all those big-time recruits in the transfer portal by recruiting our own guys, well, and keeping that culture in-house. And I don't know what, if any of those Georgia big-time 5-star guys we are recruiting, but I'll tell you what I do believe this coaching staff would be doing. I do believe they would be looking at those guys and where they fit in as a position of need with Tennessee. And then what they're also doing is looking at two different things. A, how much money do they want, and does that fit into their plan, right? And then B, which is probably really A, what's their culture like? Are they going to fit inside the Tennessee culture? We see all these mass exoduses at Georgia, at Florida, heck, even a program that's crushing it, quote unquote, in the transfer portal, like Colorado or Ole Miss. Look at the culture they're bringing in. How will that culture be affected, and how will that culture meld together over a season is all a big, big, big part of how you move forward. Because, after the season's over, that transfer portal is going to open up again, and then again the year after. And if you don't have good culture, then you're not going to have guys like Coop Mays and all those guys coming back. I mean, shoot, even someone like Tyler Barron, we kind of all felt like if he could play that edge position over James Pierce, he might have stayed. I don't know the answer of if he would or wouldn't because of all the little rumors around his relationship with Coach G and not. But I'll tell you what, a lot of these kids want to stay and play for Heupel. A lot of these kids love playing for Heupel and love the culture that he's built. And in an era where loyalty is cheap and goes away quickly, it might become one of the most valuable commodities there is in college football.
Yeah, I saw someone say something down there on the comment section. How do we know we aren't targeting these guys out of the portal?
That's
I mean, how do we not know that? I mean, maybe they're just not interested in coming to Tennessee. Coach Heupel, he likes to keep a lot to the vest. I mean, to the chest. So he's identified the positions of need for us to take that next step, and that's what he's locked in on. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, we're going to get the positions of need, and we're going to take that next step in 2024, especially when you got no offense to Joe Milton, but you got a QB that can disperse the the football and get it out on time and be very effective in the pass game, unlike we were for parts of the season this year.
You know, you brought up a good point talking about we don't know who this coaching staff is targeting, who they're talking to. Case in point's the MTSU kid. People were talking about him on VolQuest because GoVols247 reported it, and Austin Bryce basically said, yeah, they wanted to keep that under wraps. And I don't know how much of that is once that SEC offer comes in. We kind of talked about this on the last fan call-in show. Once that offer comes in, here that draws attention. Why is Tennessee looking at this kid? Maybe we need to go look at the film and break it down. You guys coming in, hanging out. We got almost 300 people watching live. We are going to open it up to a fan call-in show coming up in just a few minutes. Do us a favor, smash the thumbs up, share this thing out, put it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're like 600 subscribers away from the goal. The goal was 25,000 before the end of 2023. I don't think we can hit it. But you guys prove me wrong. Tell somebody, share these things out, share the videos, and let somebody know. Word of mouth is huge. We would appreciate it. Let's get caught up with you guys. Dylan for $5 says Lane cries about NIL money, but then lands the top two edge guys in the portal and Juice Wells. That was kind of lumped into what I was talking about earlier with Tennessee bringing back their entire offensive line, their entire defensive line. You know, it kind of bothers me, people saying that Tyler Barron didn't have, he's not very good, let him go. I'm like, well, he was second on the team in sacks, and he was like eighth. I think he was eighth in the SEC in sacks. He's a gamer, but, dude, it's such a balancing act of money. Is he worth the money that he wanted? I don't know if he was. Jackie Pickle for $5. Appreciate that super chat. Hey, Boogie and Coach Jay, just purchased the Cultivate hoodie. That is going to be my Christmas gift to myself, Luck Fane, and Ole Miss. Maybe we'll create that shirt. Go Big Orange. Appreciate the super chat, Jackie. You might as well go ahead and get ready now. If it's a fan call-in show, if we're talking recruiting or portal, you might as well go ahead and lump Coach Rice in there as well. Vols Lover for $5. Hello, everyone. Go Big Orange. What is up? What is going on with the secondary? Any clues about the mass exodus? We'll stay dialed in right here to the Talkin VAWLS Network. Nothing should have surprised you from the guys that are in the portal. That's I think it's a youth movement. I think it's a transfer portal movement. We've complained about these guys for a couple of years now. They're out the door. So now can we fill that back in with better talent? I think that's what it boils down to. Michael Dyke becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate that, guys. Hit the join button down below for $1. $1 you can become a member. Jody Wooten's been a member for 25 months. That is a long time. Says, did you hear about the JUCO D lineman we got today? We're going to open up with that. We're going to open the show 15 minutes in with that in just a second. Robert Tuck for $2. I'm super nervous for only taking 2 touchdowns. What is he talking about? 2 touchdowns? I'm super nervous.
He had to amend tight ends.
Oh,
yeah, you had to have, right?
Let's be brief with this, but what do you guys think? I mentioned it in today's video. The speculation. Oh, wait, there he is. He dropped another 2 to say not taking 2 tight ends. Roberts, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to drop 2 super chats. We got you figured out. That's the speculation, is they're not going to take anybody else other than Holden Stace. What do you think, Coach Rice, about recruiting over Ethan Davis? He wants that job. He wants that spot. You get Jordan Dingle. Guess who's going to be in the portal come spring?
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the point there. The Ethan Davis, he wants to be the guy. I mean, we've seen his skill set in the little time. We saw him make some extreme, very tough catches in the spring game before he got hurt. And I thought he was connecting well with Nico. And for going into this season, I thought that would be a dynamic duo going into 2024. And with Heupel's system, you want 2 tight ends. So go get some high school guys to provide some depth. I think that's why they were looking at that Bauer Sharp guy, as a third depth piece, and Davis and Stays or Dingle, whichever one we would have gotten, which, of course, we got Stays, would have been the 2 primary in the rotation. So, man, Ethan Davis is a dog. He's gonna get his. and we're going to talk about Stace here in a little bit. They're going to provide a major impact to this offense come 2024.
Did y'all see that Jordan Dingle was on campus when Stace called the coaching staff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was he?
And they
Yeah,
both knew. They both knew it was first come, first serve. Basically, I think it was AP. It was either AP or Matt Ray. Basically said that he took it well. His family was like, we understand. It's the business side of it, and they were like, they moved on. I think he ultimately didn't he go back to Kentucky? I think he went back to Kentucky.
Yeah, he withdrew his portal.
Yeah, that's what I thought happened. Let's see. Jenny Van for $2 says, Dorothy, what's up, everyone? I'm a bit late. It's good to see you in the chat, Jenny, as always. Concrete ball for $5. I really feel like the size we have at DB is an issue. Look at the guys we lost versus these kids who will play. How big was the kid from MTSU? Isn't he 6'2"?
He's 6'1", 6'2", yeah.
6'1"? Yeah, I thought he had some good size on him.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
He's a hitter too.
We're gonna open this thing up to the fan call-in show in just a second, but I do want to talk a little recruiting before we get there. We're gonna take a look at the commitment from today. We're gonna get a quick little scouting report from Coach Jay and Coach Rice on Holden Stace and also Jacoby Thomas, and then we'll open this thing up. But let's talk about the kid that just committed, JUCO defensive lineman, committed like a matter of 2.
Film right now. Watch it film right now, Boogie.
See, I'm scared to share JUCO film. The same reason why we can't share Holden Stace. Obviously, that gets struck. I don't think you can share MTSU. JUCO, sometimes I'm allowed to play it, and sometimes I'm not. But Jamal Lewis commits a matter of a couple hours ago, 6'4", 270, listed as an edge. Coach Jay, do you think he's an edge guy, or do you think he's coming in to be that Tyler Barron type player?
I think you are going to see him in some of that cheetah package where they slide him inside. I'm watching him right now. 6'2" is not the tallest guy for a defensive edge, but a little more squatty bodied, so it makes sense to go ahead and drop him inside. And I'll tell you what, man, he's got some really, really fast athletic feet and hands, kind of becoming a common topic with Coach G. Norman Lott's a lot like that, where he's got those really quick feet, really quick hands inside, really apt to be good at hand fighting, and former wide receiver in DB. Believe it or not,
hilarious when I read that.
302 pounds, and the kid could play DB and wide receiver back in high school. Tells you a lot about his level of skill with his feet and with his hands. Just constantly beats people inside with inside swim moves. A really, really elite burst when he slides inside. And just FYI, Sierra, the junior college he's at, will slide him inside from time to time. So it's someone who could be multiple as well. And certainly someone they're looking to kind of plug and play into that old Tyler Barron role, certainly.
I like to talk about. Hold on, Coach, and then I'll throw it to you. I always like to talk about offers, even if it doesn't look pretty. When you see Georgia and Florida and Alabama and those type of names, he chose Tennessee over Utah State and Houston. He took official visits to North Texas and USF before he came to Tennessee. I think it was, what was it? Was it just this weekend? I think he was in town. But at the JUCO level, played in 10 games this year, had 39 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 10 tackles for loss. But what do you think of what you've seen of Jamal Wallace, Coach Rice?
Man, first off, we got to realize Coach G is the best D-line coach in the nation. He knows what he's doing, y'all. You got to trust his evaluations. He obviously likes something about this guy. He has, like Coach J says, quick hands, quick feet, very quick, very twitchy. And that's as D-line coaches love to see. Get after the quarterback, cause chaos at the line, freeze things up for your linebackers and draws double teams and whatever it is. When you have a guy like that, it makes problems for the offense. So, but my comparison to him is not really Tyler Barron. He's going to play that role, but my comparison is more Latrell Bumpus. I think as far as his body type, I think he's more comparable to Latrell Bumpus, in which, if we remember his senior year, Latrell played a great fight, strong side defensive end, and I thought he really came on for us. And I think that's something that Jamal could probably bring in and do for us for our defense, and just he's got 3 years of eligibility, so let him come in, and that's one of the big things. You're not going out and getting one of these graduate transfers that can only come in 1 year. We need depth pieces. We're going to lose a lot on the D line after this next year. So we need depth pieces to bridge that gap between the seniors and the freshmen. So I think Coach G knows what he's doing. We've seen it ever since he's been here. So we just got to trust him and let him do his thing.
I think, the reason I compared him to that Tyler Barron position is more about his weight. I think it's listed as 270. I think somebody, and maybe even Coach Jay said more closer to 300. And then I saw somebody in the chat say he's not big enough for the edge position. James Pierce plays the edge. He's 242. Roman Harrison, 235. Caleb Herring, 226. Shandavion Bradley, 221. Usually that edge is a little more lean, a little smaller, good length. I just think he's got more of that size to him. But he is in the class. If you look at the rankings for the class of 2024, ranked just below Marcus Gorey as far as ranking. Marcus Gorey, 89.17. Jamal Wallace, 88.75. You know how hard it is to not say Jamal Lewis every time. I think I did it in a video the other day when I was talking about him coming to visit. That's just what rolls off your tongue. But we'll see, man. Like, rankings are what they are. Coach Rice brought up a good point, talking about Coach G and his evaluation. Me seeing, I'm not some evaluator of talent, but I saw Marcus Gorey in person. I think he's going to be a dude. I'm so excited about that kid.
I agree.
He is physical. He's long. He's athletic. Oh, man, he's such a football player. And I know Boo Carter, of course, kind of highlights that football team down there at Bradley. But dang it, man, Marcus Gorey is going to be something special. And his brother, I think his brother maybe a sophomore going into his junior year. Is that what he is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That kid was all over the field too, and he had some dog in him. Gorey was a little bit more reserved. You didn't see him kind of in people's face. His little brother's like, yeah, my older brother's a stud, so I'm going to have to earn. You know how that little brother is? Big brother's always the better athlete, and he's got to kind of prove himself. That's what I got out of his little brother, so I'm excited to see what his career ends up looking like too. Let's switch over to and talk about the transfer portal commits, and then I promise you guys we're going to open this thing up to a fan call-in show in just a minute. But I've talked about Holden Stace. I've talked about the kid from MTSU, but I wanted to get these guys, I want to get their opinions. They've watched the tape. I gave them homework to do, and now they're going to talk you guys through this. And I'm looking through 85 tabs. There it is. Why can I not find the tab that I want? There it is.
Tab. He's got the tab.
Yeah, I've got 17 tabs open like I do every stream. We got this commit yesterday. Jacoby Thomas, safety, transferred in from MTSU. I gave Coach Jay the homework. I said, you got to give us a little brief scouting report. You've watched the tape, Coach Jay. Break it down what you see out of his game.
Yeah, this is a kid that I really, really like. I've got to admit, he wasn't the top DB on my list, but he was on my radar. And the more I've gotten to dive in his field, the better I feel about them. He is rangy. He's fast. He covers a lot of turf extremely quickly. He's got the ability to analyze the run pass very quickly. He identifies at an extremely high level. He's got big play capability too, which I really like, guys. We're talking about a kid who he had a pick six to ice a game. 2 pick sixes in that game. Go back if you're looking for a game to go back and watch. Go watch MTSU's game against Alabama, guys. I watched the whole thing. Kid had 9 tackles in that game, a couple for a loss, a breakup in that game, and was like glue on our favorite woman beating wide receiver allegedly over at Alabama. But I don't say this lightly. At least in that game, he was the best DB on that field over Kool-Aid or anyone on that field, at least that day. A kid that could come in and block PATs for you. A big-time hitter, a kid who can create contact and win contact against offensive tackles and guards. Is a safety is absolutely huge when you're lining them up in the box. Someone who also doesn't get confused when a good offensive coordinator, Coach Rice or someone puts a DB in conflict and they're going to option him, and he's either got to take that post behind him or that flat in front of him. He makes the right decision, 90% of the time, really, really impressive recognition out of this kid. The first time he started at MTSU in his opening start, he had 11 tackles. Watched that game as well. A really special kid, nose for the football. And what I like about him the most is he's had to fight for everything he's gotten. Tennessee was his dream school. He was not given that school. He had to go in and work for it. He had to go in and pay the iron price for what he wanted, guys. I want kids like that. This kid is a dog, and I think we got one.
Yeah, I bring that up a lot with the transfer portal, right? You're either taking a dude that's really good from a school like wherever that wants NIL money, like Tyler Barron, for instance, right? He's a dude that's a good player. He would have made football plays for Tennessee in 2024. Whether you think he would or wouldn't, we can disagree till we're blue in the face. That's fine. He would have made plays in 2024, but he wants NIL money. That's why he's transferring to Ole Miss. And then there's these type of dudes that they've proven it on a level, and guess what? Now they got to prove it on another level. He's still got something to prove coming in 2024 for Tennessee. Coach Rice, you got any thoughts on Jacoby Thomas, and then we'll go to Holden Stace in your little scouting report.
I mean, a ball player, a dude that you want on the back end, smart, athletic, hard hitting, someone that puts the fear of the wide receivers coming across the middle. So it's someone that I've already penciled in as the one of our safeties. I mean, I know we got spring camp and training camp. I mean, fall camp, but as far as athleticism and someone that we can put back there and trust that they're not going to bust, I like our chances with this dude.
These comments are hilarious. This dude, you do realize that Boo Carter already practiced at Tennessee on Saturday, so that's kind of impossible, brother. But keep dreaming, keep hoping, keep wishing. But Boo Carter's on campus with Tennessee, going through practice right now. So that ship has sailed. I'm sorry. Best of luck to Primetime and his buddies out there in Colorado. Let's talk about Holden Stace. He was the first one to jump in via the transfer portal. Tight end out of Notre Dame, 6'4", 242. Coach Rice, this was your homework. What do you think about the tight end out of Notre Dame?
Dude, if I'm Josh Heupel and Joey Hosley, I just got myself another toy to scheme stuff up with, and especially in the red zone. That there's you could see it starting late in the year where they really started emphasizing targeting the tight ends in the red zone. And that's why you saw Warren and Castles really start benefiting late in the season. Well, this dude is going to come in and provide an instant impact out of the tight end / H position. Those of you that don't know what the H position is, it's the guy that lines up in the backfield, kind of as you see him as a up fullback, but he's a tight end and someone you can flex out, bring in motion, and someone that from the film I've seen meets the prime criteria of what Josh Heupel is looking for in a tight end. Can run block, great in the getting into the crack back and trapping the defensive ends or linebackers, leading up, creating that lane for the running backs. Or, Notre Dame used him a lot in the flats, used him to be able to get the ball to him quick and just go make a play. So I'm really looking forward to see what Josh Heupel does. I think this guy and Ethan Davis are more athletic than what we've had. Don't get me wrong, Castles was an athletic freak this year, but I think between him and Davis, we got two really good pieces that Josh Heupel is going to take advantage of in 2024 and moving forward.
I'm sorry, I'm having so much fun in the chat.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, I can tag onto that while you're having a good time in there, Boogie, real quick. I'm glad you saw a lot of what I saw, Coach Rice. A kid who's got really soft hands, too, I thought. Like one of those kids that just, has gravity to him. And, even when the ball comes out of his hands, it seems to, suck right back into his gravity. And, I got thinking, and I know we talked about it a little while ago, but if you think about it, we're talking about a kid when you put in Cam Seldon and you put in, you could go double tight with the tight
Oh
ends
yeah,
that we have now with Cam Seldon. And guess what? Sprinkle in a little Brew McCoy in there.
yeah,
Think about that blocking package that you could get tight with and you could get wide with. Man, what a matchup nightmare for
yeah.
catching defenses flat-footed, because you can play really in a jumbo package, but have the ability to go five
Mm-hmm.
wide at the same time,
Yep.
and Halsey and Hype are licking their chops at that prospect.
And that's one thing that I'm really hoping. Coach Heupel's really all about 11 personnel. He loves 11 personnel. That's why we stay in up tempo majority. That's how we get to stay in up tempo because he uses that tight end and that 11 personnel and flexes them. It can do multiple things with it. Do we see this upcoming season? We talked about it the other day. Does Hype on Halsley go in self scout and say, "Hey, we got to make a few changes here and there. We got to be more versatile in what we do. We got to be able to maybe use two tight ends in a full package." I know you still can go tempo. That don't mean just because you
Yep.
you play 21 personnel or 12 personnel. Either way, you can still go up tempo and change the impact. Change the way the defense plays you. That's why me as an offense, that's the reason why I love offense, because I like determining what the defense has to throw at me, and I can do that based off of my packages that I can play with.
But how much of
So-
that is your personnel too, right? Like we
Oh,
talked
it
about the
is.
quarterback position because that's the big easy one that slaps you right in the face. But somebody was just commenting I think it was today, about Holden Stace and what the opportunities, the options he gives you at the tight end position, and being able to mimic some of that stuff you did with Princeton Fan. And when you have that type of personnel mixed with what Coach Jay just said about Cam Seldon, that gives you a guy that you can bring into the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
You can put him out in the slot. You can do a lot of different things if you got the personnel to do it. So we'll find out. We'll find out if Coach Heupel's willing to adapt. Let's get some guys and girls on here. Let's open this thing up to a fan call-in show. We got. Are we supposed to call you Jenny? Or are we supposed to call you Vol Girl for life? We got Bob in the house. We
All the
got
above.
Jackie Pickle. Jackie, is this your first time on a fan call-in show?
First time, guys.
I love it, man. Appreciate you jumping on here and hanging out with us. Let me catch up on
Glad
some
to be
super
here.
chats. But there's one that I want to get into with all of you guys and girl. Because it's going to be fun. But let me jam through these, and we'll end with the one I want to talk to you guys about. Timothy McGee for 5. If Ethan Davis leaves over getting depth, I hope he doesn't get up because he's just being selfish. I don't know. It's 2023. It's the world we live in. He was patient this year, waited his turn, and now you recruit over him again. What if he comes back next year? You're going to recruit over him again? I don't really ever have a problem with a guy leaving for playing time. My problem is more about I'm leaving for money when Tennessee's offering me money too. We're going to get into that. Don't worry. We're going to talk about it. Timothy for another $2 says, gets hurt. He's correcting what he said. Appreciate that, Timothy. Shot by Andrew for 2. What's up, guys? What's up, brother? Good to see you in the chat. We're going to save that one from Timothy because I want to get into that. Timothy McGee for 2. Less option routes, more timing routes. That's my boy. Appreciate it, brother. Good old Nate Pruitt for 5 says, cover charge, Boogie, go, God bless, and go Vols. Sorry I'm late. Well, get in here, Nate, and do a little work. I would love to get on here and chat with you. Darth Ball for $20. That ain't cheap. That's an Orange Boy. We'll go down here and we'll play the clip.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Means I also got to knock Jackie. Man, Jackie just sitting up there on the leaderboard forever. Now I got to knock him off, and I got to put Darth Ball up there. $20 is not cheap. Says, Boogie, hit my Rocky Top audio button. Nothing to say, really. Just a very generous super chat. Appreciate that, Darth Ball. All right, this is what I want to talk with you guys about right out of the gate. Timothy for $10 says, you remember the real VFL, not like Barron, the real ones, who did 3 to 4 years and went pro. I think these transfer portal guys are chasing money, and I know they couldn't hack it in the NFL. Now, Jenny, I saw you on Facebook. You had some opinions. We can all look. We can agree. We can disagree. Just keep it civil. Let's keep it civil. I want to start. Oh man, let's start with Jenny. You made a point about Tyler Barron and why you think he is a VFL. So let's talk about Tyler Barron, a guy that's played 4 years of football at Tennessee. He was offered an NIL deal, but he chose to go to Ole Miss where he could make more money, possibly play the edge position. But Jenny, you brought up a good point. Do you think Tyler Barron is a VFL?
It just depends for me. I don't know if he's graduated. If he has graduated and gotten that degree, being a graduate myself, you are evolved for life. He's going and he's trying to do something that gets so I guess he doesn't feel like he could get playing time over Pierce. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not too thrilled with him going to Ole Miss and playing for Lane Kiffin, but it is what it is. I'm also don't like how people are bashing these, and it's not just Facebook. I see it on Instagram, Twitter, just bashing these players. And I know, yeah, it's business, and it's like the NFL now. No, it's not, because the NFL is not having to recruit. It is a business. Straight up, they don't have to care. They don't. Those players don't care if the fans like them or not. However, these are younger guys and they are immature, and this could affect recruiting. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, it's a business. No, but these guys, trust me. I don't know how many of you knew players, but I did. I worked at the dorm that they stayed at. I know these players. They have feelings. It can affect recruiting, because the guys that will come here and they see this stuff on Facebook and they're like, well, the fans, they're just hateful. I mean, we have the power for the guys to come here and love Tennessee. You see what the atmosphere. That's like one of the first things that these guys talk about is the atmosphere. And you don't think negativity on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or even TikTok is going to, it won't sway them some? I think that you underestimate these guys. Seriously.
Yeah, I got a quick question for everyone in here. Maybe y'all can answer. He was looking at Georgia and Bama, right? He chose to go to an Ole Miss team that we don't see next year, and they're only getting him for the one season. Does it change any of your all's opinion? Like, if he switched over to Alabama, would you have felt differently about Tyler than his choice to go to Ole Miss?
I think most people got upset because it's Lane Kiffin as Ole Miss. I don't really care. We don't play Ole Miss enough for that. Like I said, he did play hard for 3 years with us. So, I mean, that's just how I feel.
I have no clue why anybody would be pissed at Lane Kiffin. This was the tweet after McDonald and Barron committed.
I saw that.
Go ahead, Bob. What were you going to say?
Well, here's my thing on Tyler Barron. He is a graduate transfer. So he is a graduate of the University of Tennessee. Okay, he's a graduate transfer. So he is a VFL under the same – I think the same way you do, Jenny. If you graduated from the University of Tennessee, you're a VFL. Now, whether you finish your college career at Tennessee with new NIL, I can't blame him, because although he's had a decent year this year, he didn't have a year that's going to get him in a high enough draft stock in the NFL. He might go one of the late rounds. That's why another reason why he didn't go to Alabama or Georgia, because he wasn't going to get that playing time. Right. He went to Ole Miss because he's going to start immediately. And with their schedule coming up, that's going to make him look good. Yeah. And that's going to increase his draft stock. For him, that was a business decision. I ain't mad at him. Okay? He did what he could. I think that inside that room, when he sat down with Coach Heupel and all the rest, and because these players, they go and talk to the coaches before they announce their decision.
Sure.
I know they've got to have at least that much respect for them so they're not blindsided. So he sat down and said, he's going, look, I need to increase my draft stock. I don't think I'm going to do it. Stay here at Tennessee.
What if though, like he would have started at Tennessee in 2024? He would have started defensive end. He wouldn't have started at edge. He would have played. He would have been out there. He would have made plays.
But that's a step down. But that's a step down.
How's it a step down if he would have been starting? I would think he would have played just as much football as he did in 2023.
Because he wants to be an edge player. He wants to be out there in the field.
Yeah,
that's what he was recruited for.
Just not his position of value at the next level.
And
that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
In my eyes.
And it's hard for me. This is why I talk out of both sides of my mouth, because I see what Jenny's saying, I see what Bob's saying, and then I also see it from a loyalty standpoint. We're not talking about did he graduate from Tennessee, did he go. We're talking about Vol for life, right? That's like me coming on here and being a snake oil salesman and saying Talkin Vols, ride or die, for the fans, by the fans, this community, this channel, we ride or die together. On3 offers me a job, and I'm like, whoop. Talkin Vols is dead. I'm going to On3. I'm making $1 million a year. Y'all are sitting in the Facebook group going, where the hell's Boogie? Like, where's our fan call-in show? And I'm sure a lot of people would be happy for me, but a lot of people would go, remember that guy that used to sit here and tell us that he was committed to us and grateful to us and loyal to us? You know what I mean? Like people ask me all the time, Boogie, would you take that job? And I say, no, I wouldn't. I don't want to go work for somebody else. I love this channel. I never thought it was going to become what it is now. I love the community aspect. People can believe that. They can say it's BS. That's what I love about this channel, and I'm loyal to this channel. Are you a VFL or are you an Ole Miss Rebel? I don't think you can. Are you repping VFL down there in Mississippi? Jackie, what are your thoughts on all of this and Tyler Barron?
If it's my correct understanding, Tamarin McDonald is his half brother. Is that right? Or
no, I think it's Wesley Walker. It's Wesley
Walker.
Okay. But a lot of people got that mixed up. Yeah.
I was thinking that it might have something to do with it, just from a loyalty to him. But with it not being his stepbrother, I don't know. I think maybe he saw the writing on the wall that he wasn't going to be as probably as dominant as he could be, maybe be more dominant in the system that Ole Miss has, because I think he wants to really build his stock for the NFL next year. And that seems to me the only reason that he would do what he did.
Yeah,
that's a good thing right there, Bogey. It says, loyalty and business are two separate things. He has already graduated. Okay. When you look at his stats, say 5 years from now, and he's in the NFL, and you go to his Wikipedia page, when it says college, it's going to list Tennessee because that's where he graduated. It's not where he may have finished. It's going to say that's where he graduated. So he still represents the University of Tennessee. Now, it's a business.
Say Ole Miss. It might say Ole Miss.
Certain people claim Jalen Hurts when he's in the Super Bowl.
That's true.
You got to look how that worked out. I see people saying loyalty and business don't mix. I would rather be loyal than a millionaire. You know what I mean? Like, what are your priorities in life? And I get it, man. Everybody's trying to make – like, that's why I don't fault these high school kids. They're trying to make the best decision for them and their families. But what we're talking about here is, are you a VFL? We're not talking about did you play at Tennessee. We're not talking about are you a Tennessee graduate. We're talking about are you a Vol for life. And I think first you have to figure out how to define what that means, right? It started out as a program that was all about helping these guys outside of the world of football. And then it kind of just adapted to a fan movement. Like I said it in the first video I made about Tyler Barron. I guarantee you there's somebody watching. There's 456 people watching. I guarantee you at least one of them has VFL, Vol for Life, something tattooed on them. I would almost guarantee it. Coach Rice, you're being quiet. What are your thoughts on Tyler Barron?
Right. Well, I was just letting everyone go. But, man, I get what he's doing. I'm not going to sit here and tell a college kid that he can't go pursue what he wants to pursue. I mean, at the end of the day, I think Tennessee's going to be more than fine. I think Tyler Barron's just trying, like me and you and Coach Jay have talked about. I think he's just trying to do for his interests and play a lot of the edge position instead of playing inside or playing strong side defensive end and trying to go make some money. I really think that's part of it. I think, part of it is, James Pierce, we got Joshua Joseph, we got Jordan Ross coming in. Did he see the writing on the wall that, hey, these guys are younger, faster, and more explosive? Am I going to get overstepped? So, I'm not saying he wouldn't get the amount of playing time that he did in this year, but I just don't think I think he's trying to be the star of the show. And I think with him going to Ole Miss, they got a favorable schedule next year. And, they'll probably end up a lot of primetime matchups. So, it is what it is. But I think we're going to be more than fine at the edge and strong side defensive end position going into next year. So it really didn't bother me. None of these transfers bother me pretty much because, I'm just, hey, next man up. And that's just part of my coaching mentality. And Coach Jay will tell you the same thing. Hey, it is what it is. Next man up. Let's go get it. And let's go win us a game.
That was a good way to sum it up because the chat's immediately saying, "Can we move on from these?"
Can I just reply to somebody what I just saw that he
Tybo
said
on it for us, Jenny.
Toa. That is a completely different situation whatsoever. Toa left because his dad wanted him to go to Alabama. He didn't graduate. He was only here for 2 years. You can't compare the Tyler Barron situation to Toa. I'm sorry. No, I don't think Toa is a VFL because he just up and left because his dad or whatever wanted him to leave. That's a completely different situation.
I will say, going back, I think it might have been Coach Jay. Somebody said Alabama, Georgia versus Ole Miss. I would much rather him go to Ole Miss, who we don't play next year. Go ball out, go do your thing. If we see you in the college football playoff, we'll see you in the college football playoff. But it's not Alabama, it's not Georgia, so I really couldn't care less. Amber, there you go. There you go. That would be a fun showdown. Lane versus Hype. That would be a fun one.
Oh, man. That'd be a good one.
I'd said that because I think that's why he didn't choose Alabama or Georgia because, A, he play us, and he didn't want to do that. B, I don't think he'd do as well against our team, but if he's at Ole Miss, the schedule they have, because remember, he didn't announce until after the new SEC schedule came out. He saw who they were scheduled against and was like, I can play against those guys. I can ball out and increase my value in the NFL draft.
But I think it was Wayne. I think Wayne said in the chat, if you can't be the number one edge guy at Tennessee, do you think you're going to be some dominant edge guy in the NFL? I thought that was a good point.
It's not about being dominant. It's about appearing dominant.
Sure, that's a fair point, too. All right, let me catch up on Super Chats. Amber for 5 says, hi, Boogie, and everyone. Sorry I'm late. Good to see Jenny holding it down again for the ladies. Well, you guys can join her. I should say you girls, you ladies, you women can join her. The link is out for Talkin VAWLS Elite and higher. If you're not a member of Elite, what are you doing with your life? If you know, you know. You rep that Talkin VAWLS Elite merch. Maybe we'll drop it down to the next. Oh, what? We got good old Nate. Hold on a second. Nate, how long you been waiting in the back?
Man, I've been waiting a little while, but it's all right.
It drops that once you get to 7 people, it drops down a tier, and I was like, oh, there's a bar there to slide down. Poor old Nate just sitting down there. Maybe you change your name to Poor Old Nate next week. Sorry, Nate. I didn't see you down there. I saw the drop down. I was like, oh no, somebody's waiting.
It's all good.
Okay, let me catch up here. Sorry, Timothy McGee for 2. Why not go to the NFL? That was my question. That's what I thought Tyler Barron was going to do. Timothy drops another 5. Welcome to the real world, kids. You can't always get what you want. Have you seen the commercial, or it's a reel, and it's a little girl sitting with her mom, and the mom's like talking to this dude sitting by the window in the airplane, and she's like, she really likes to watch us land. Do you care if you switch seats and let her see it? And he goes,
oh, yeah.
I'm going to teach her a real life lesson and tell her no. You don't always get what you want, so I'm going to watch us land, and you can sit there. Is that you, Timothy? Are you in that reel, Timothy? It's Timothy McGee that's in that reel. Oh, man. Baba J for 10 says family gingerbread competition's going on at the Hill House. Keep the good news and players coming. Let's go Big Orange. Appreciate that, Papa J. Enjoy time with family, man. I was telling Coach Jay and Coach Rice, I got whipped on the internet this weekend. I had so much stuff going on. Watching my daughter cheer on Friday night, boom, commit comes in. Watching the 3-year-old while my wife and daughters were at a concert, boom, commit comes in. Getting ready to live stream tonight, boom, commit comes in. Boogie's, I'm 0 for 3 on the weekend, but that's all right. I'm here with you guys now. Walter Davis for 20. Nothing to say, just a tip, and the tip jar will play the clip.
Rocky Top!
Appreciate that, Walter. Top donation of the night. We always love those Orange Boys. Appreciate the support, my friend. Timothy McGee for 2 says he should have went for the NFL again. Timothy said it twice.
That NFL thing, that is all. I'm sure he looked into that. That's not just something that. And if he didn't think he would get drafted high enough, he's not going. I mean, it's about how much you're going to get paid.
The whole reason behind my whole statement about him, I think he's going there to increase his draft stock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. and get a payday while he's doing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
did
we are
everyone
playing
see?
Slaughter
Yeah.
in Arkansas.
Did everyone see Danico's comments though about why he left?
I've
He
not
said
seen
I
it.
didn't.
No.
he flat out said it was only money. He loved Tennessee and he wouldn't have left, but it was just purely a money decision.
So again, let's kind of blend that. Let's go back to something that me and Coach Jay and Coach Rice opened the show with, and get what you guys think about it. You know, so many people were negative about the portal, right? All these people at Georgia and Alabama entering the portal. Why aren't we getting the 5 stars? And then how quickly you forget that you're returning your entire offensive line. You're returning all of your defensive line outside of Barron. You're also returning, Elijah Simmons too. That's a depth piece, right, in Garner's rotation. So, Nate, we'll throw it to you since I made you sit in the back room for 17 minutes. Do you understand? Do you understand that? Are you happy with that? Can you say, all right, we're kind of filling some needs here. Obviously, we need help in the secondary, but for the most part, it starts with recruiting your own offensive line and defensive line back.
Yeah, I'm feeling real good about it. Now, let me say it this way. If we had a certain individual that was coming back again to play for another year at a quarterback, I would be singing a different tune.
Wouldn't matter, right?
But seeing that we have, but seeing we have Nico coming, man, there was the few times that we were able to see him play. You're talking about the difference of knowledge of knowing when to get out of the pocket, when to throw it away, when to get it, just to get out of trouble, to run. And not just that, but the desire to be there, to be playing, and to fulfill the need that is on the field at the moment. Man, our offensive line, I think all the experience is going to help, and it's going to be killer. Everybody left, so what, they left. No use crying over spilt milk, right? And but there was the one guy I liked that to see. I believe Coach Jay, I think it was you, posted on Twitter, the MTSU guy.
Yeah.
And it was about 15 seconds into that clip, and this man.
Go ahead. Yeah.
He pancaked the lineman.
Yep.
And then, I mean, what else do you need?
Scouting report. Yeah.
Man.
And then
it was nice. So I'm feeling good.
And then makes the tackle in that clip.
Yes.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Reggie White.
He's a bad dude. He's trying to prove something out there. He'll do us a lot of good. I like him a lot, and I think he'll sure up our back end. So yeah.
What do you think, Jackie, as far as transfer portal? Only added 2 guys so far, but also looking at it from the grand scheme of things with what they got coming back with COVID seniors.
I think the one word that Nate used is experience. I think all the guys we're bringing back, man, you can't replace the experience that they have. And to go out and bring new linemen in that's not used to the system, you're going to lose a lot. I mean, sure, they're 5 stars, but they're not used to Heupel system. And I think it's going to be huge, the guys that we brought back, both on offense and defense. And I am looking forward to 24.
Absolutely. I think, those COVID seniors, they give you one other really valuable thing. They allow your current freshman offensive linemen that are now going into their sophomore season, and then you're coming in freshmen to get another year under them. So when they need to step in and be the guys, they're not necessarily babies anymore, right? All those guys will be been in the program for, at least 12 months, if not, 24, or heck, even 28 in some cases.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to, when we do get to 2025, I can see it right now. Sham Umarov at right tackle, Bennett Warren at left tackle, William Satterwhite at center, Max Anderson at guard, and another guy. They're all going to be ready because they'll have that time to develop, and they'll also get to see the time and commitment that it takes as an SEC offensive lineman. Who else could you learn better by than Javonte Spraggins and Cooper Mays?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest key to them coming back. And kind of like y'all's already said, it's not only important for Nico and his pure health and being able to distribute the rock, I just think it's going to be major when it comes to development of the Sham Umarovs and the Bennett Warrens and the other guys.
It's buying time, right?
Yeah.
And also you're protecting your $8 million investment.
Yep.
We all want Nico to thrive. And, we were and I still stand by it. If they didn't win with NIL, they didn't win bringing these COVID seniors back. I like what Nico brings to the table with his elusiveness. And I think we're still going to see that, right? If something breaks down, he's still able to escape the pocket. But now you've got your entire offensive line back. Now there's no excuses on offense. There none. Absolutely no excuses for 2024. You got to go out. You got to dominate. You got to score points. And I think let's go back and look at 2022, right? It was a team that scored a lot of points, led the country in scoring offense, and the defense just had to do enough. And guess what? You went and won 11 games. So now your defensive line's better. Your linebackers are better. Can you somehow patch together a secondary and go out and lead the country in scoring again? Because you question Nico, Coach. I've been sitting on that dang video. Do you have any idea how long I've been sitting on that?
I ate that up.
Ever since you told me about those clips, I'm like, I'm going to sit on this for the right time. And I was like, now's the right time to unleash it. And if you've not seen the video about Nico and pressure, go back and watch it. And if you want to sit on your couch and you want to say that you know more than Coach Pearson does about coaching, I don't know what to tell you. Lose my number. Like, I understand and respect people that know more about the game of football than I do. I trust certain people, and if that video doesn't get you fired up and understand how good Nico is, and I think you're protecting your investment by bringing the offensive line, but to cycle back around, you're buying time, like Coach Rice said, for Shamrod Umarov, for Bison Lang. Like, Bison's watching. He's watching the chat right now. He's like, that's SOB Coach Rice. He just threw me right under the bus. I don't have a shot.
I'm sorry. You'll be at center, and you'll be at center, and William Satterwhite will be at guard.
Anderson and Satterwhite at guard, Bison Lang at center. But the bottom line is you got some good talent in that class of 24, and you got some big-time prospects in the class of 25. You're buying them some time.
Yeah, you also have the number one offensive lineman in the state of Colorado, in Gage Ginther, coming our way. So that's a good one too. I don't know why the Buffs didn't lock him in, but they probably should have. Kid looks like a monster.
Oh. Yeah, and going with what you said, Boogie, you said something about giving these kids time and having trust in our coaches. Well, I mean, we talked about it last stream. What we needed out of transfer portal, we needed defensive defensive secondary, defensive linemen, or goddamn it, linebackers and tight ends, and that's what they went after.
PG-13. Calm down, fish.
And that's what they've done. That's what they've done. They went after tight ends. They went after linebackers. They're looking at improving where we're deficient, not just looking for depth, but also looking to improve for this year to give our young players some time to grow and get some experience from these guys. Because like I've said before, our best coaches are our senior players because they spend more time with each one of these young recruits.
I was listening to Brent Hubbs talk about how Trey Smith tucked Coop under his arm, and guided him along when he's a freshman. He said now Coop is doing that. He's with John Campbell and the other guys. And man, what better resource could you have to bring these young guys on than Cooper? I mean, he's the anchor of this line, no doubt.
Did you watch his interview with
resource there for these young guys? That's huge.
Did you watch his interview, Jackie, with Austin Price? Do you ever watch the Ball Club Confidential?
I do.
I love talking, and he said he had to learn that role, right? He's like, I was always the baby brother, and I had to figure out how to be the big brother. Yeah. And now it's like, even AP early in this thing was like, I don't know if Coop wants to come back and be that guy next year. And it's like, man, like, we laugh because we go back and we were saying, how many are they going to bring back? 1, 2? How about all of them? Let's bring them all back for 2024.
I called it early.
And here we are.
Yeah.
I called it early.
I think that's why if you get frustrated with the transfer portal, you got to look at the grand scheme of things, right? It ain't just about kids from MTSU or Tulane or wherever. It's also about recruiting our guys back. Let me catch up on some super chats real quick. Timothy McGee drops a 20 spot. That's an Orange Boy. We'll play the clip.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Says, hopefully these kids understand about putting some money back for taxing, and every time they get a penalty for fighting or get arrested, then they should have to pay fines. Welcome to the real world. Nothing hits you in the face quite like taxes when you're self-employed, let me tell you. Brendan Crandall, been a member for 27 months, says, GBO, smash that like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would appreciate that. All that stuff is very simple to do. Hit the thumbs up, quick, free, and
Easy.
Exactly. You can comment after the fact or jump in the chat. Let's have some fun. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to be live Tuesday night, NCAA night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. It gets weird. Gets a little crazy sometimes. Never know what's going to happen on Tuesday night. Wednesday night. Wednesday is early signing day. So myself, Coach Jay, Coach Rice, going to be going live at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll break down early signing day, talking about the entire class. So tune in for that. Jeff Puckett for 5 says, what about the JUCO DL that committed today? We broke down that early in the show, Jeff. If you missed it, go back and catch it on the rewatch. It's a nice piece. It's a nice piece to the class. Is he going to be a world beater? I don't know. We'll find out. But go back and give it a watch early on. Angry Titan gifted a free Talkin VAWLS membership. We appreciate that. Guys, if you're a member of the channel, you're supporting what we're doing, make sure you keep that up to date. We appreciate that support. Nikki says there is haters in the chat tonight. Who's hating? Who is hating?
Colorado.
Probably Colorado.
I'm trying to block the Colorado fans just because, like, I'm to the point that I don't care. I don't care about numbers. I care about this community and keeping the conversation clean. So I'm keeping an eye on
did
it.
see somebody put in there that we need more than Nico, but we do have more than Nico.
Oh yeah. Said we didn't have a chance in the SEC.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us
Wow,
that next
what is it?
December.
Are Colorado fans worse than Georgia fans at this point?
Yes.
They're
They're
pretty lame.
starting to.
They're
At
pretty
least
lame.
Georgia fans have something to crow about. Colorado's 4-8.
Yeah,
You would
Colorado
think they
might be
won a
big.
national championship. It is insane. And some of them probably
4-8.
couldn't even point out where Colorado's at on the map. They have no clue. They have no idea. They could tell you all
They
about
don't even know where
Deion
they are
Sanders.
right now.
Yeah, but they have no clue where Colorado's at on the map. No idea.
So
right,
can I
how-
slow the
how
pot just a
bad are
little
they
bit on
gonna-
that?
Hold on.
How bad are they going to cry? How bad are they going to cry when Deion jumps to ship to go to the Pac-12 or Pac-10 or to SEC
follow
the
him.
first time?
SEC.
They'll just follow him. That's what they'll do. It'll be the same group of fans for that team. Nate, go ahead, buddy. You got cut off there. What were you going to say? Were you going
you're
to
good.
insult Colorado fans? I hope.
No. I don't have any insult. I'm not that kind of a guy.
Now let's kick Nate off the show and move on.
No, I did want to stir the pot, and it might insult some of our people, but
Uh-oh.
What is wrong outside of battered ball syndrome that we would think that Nico is not able to compete where we are? What makes us feel that he's too small? He's already went out and shown that he can lay the hammer down when he has to. What makes us see that Alabama, Georgia, and all these other people can start freshmen and win titles? Why do we feel like this man can't come on and be the asset that this team needs and go out there and dominate?
Let's start that question with this. Does anybody on this panel think or doubt or question Nico? And if so, speak now before
Not a
these three
chance.
clowns on the top start barking at people. Nobody? Like nobody has any doubt?
No
Nobody?
doubt.
None.
See, it's kind of hard to have the conversation because the arguments I see are too small, not ready. That's all I ever see.
Where's Gary?
Yeah.
I'll throw in here. I'll throw it in. I'll throw it in right now. At the beginning of this year, the first 4 games, I was saying exactly that. I think he's too small. I think he's not ready. But after I've seen him play a little bit later in the year, and after that hit, after the couple runs he's had, that answered my questions. I'm done. I'm all Nico.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I will own what I've said and done.
Fair enough.
Well,
It's
are there
crickets, man.
rumors?
Crickets.
But there was rumors that his family didn't want him, that wanted him registered. Now I don't know how much of that's true, but
I think that got Coach Jay. Didn't you confirm that from the horse's mouth?
That's not true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not true. And furthermore, it's just kind of dumb. Like, and I know the rumor started like based on size as well, and that's just not how that family operates. You know what I'm saying? Like they're old school. I don't know how else to put it. They're kind of about that hard life, so they're not going to be shying away from contact. They're not going to go run out there when Nico's bones sticking out of his hand. They're not going to go out there and say, "Hey, take him out of this game." They're gonna put their chin down. They're gonna bite down and say, "Rub some dirt on it and go win." They're just those kind of people. So
say, here's a Band-Aid, son. Go play.
Tape it up and get back in. Huh?
One of the things I liked about the Coach Pearson interview, and I'd watched it before when Coach you put it out there. One of the things I like was the guy interviewing Coach Pearson said, "I don't know if you understand how hard Nico works when you're not around." Right? Everybody works hard when the head ball coach is watching. Everybody works hard when the coach is staring down and saying, do this, do that. But when the coach isn't in the room and you got an interviewer sitting there saying, I don't know if you realize how hard Nico works when you're not around. He leads this room. He leads everybody. He always grinding, always working. We got a special kid, man. And like the Indy kid texted me one time and said, how did you stumble across Coach Jay? We're lucky. We're lucky. Not just – I'm lucky because, Coach, this is so stupid, but how hard you work and how much you want to be here. Both of you guys, Coach Joe, Coach Jay, Coach Rice, both of you guys want to be here. You want to dive in. You want to be a part of the community. But I'm lucky because Coach Jay has that connection to Coach Pearson. He coached alongside of a guy that coached Bryce and Nico both. Like, you understand how much of a gift that is to us right here on this community? Like, we're one person away from Nico's head coach, who also just so happened to coach Bryce for 2 years and coach a 7-on-7 team. Like, and you can doubt it and you can throw shade and you can throw hate. This is a dude that's coached football for 20-some years. You don't think he knows what he sees? You don't think he knows what a Heisman Trophy quarterback looks like? You don't think he knows what a national championship competitor looks like? Like, I've tried to sugarcoat and say, well, I just know because of Coach Jay. Let's go. Come on, boys. Like, he is going to be the dude. Like, I don't know how else to spin it.
Yeah, look, guys, like all signs indicate that he is until proven otherwise. And I've said it on here a million times. Look, it's always going to come down to that test on the grass of Neyland in the SEC games, right? That's how we're going to judge every dang football player who walks through there. And it won't be different for Nico. But yeah, hey, look, Coach P been around the block a long time, had fun, alongside of that guy. Just think about it from this perspective, guys. Just the years that we're kind of in direct correlation, 3 years, that's 18, people that we put into full scholarships in college, and something to be really, really proud of by that staff and everyone involved in that. So he's seen a lot of ballers over his days. And I'll tell you what, that Danny Hernandez offense that he runs out here is just eerily similar to Coach Heupel's offense, and you're going to see it ran really, really fast next year. I have a small prediction on here that Tennessee's offense by the end of the year will be running about 1.1 second faster than Hendon's best offense was running.
Man,
so get ready.
Let's go.
Let me throw this in here real quick. We were talking about, like I said, early in the year, I thought Nico was a little small. I think he was like 207. I think it was, wasn't it? Something like that. Yeah,
probably when he first walked in the door. Yeah, he's a wiry kid. Like I said, he's not he's not a twig. He's wiry. There's a difference.
Right. Right. But now, from what I've read, he's up like 225. So he's gone on. He's added like 20 pounds in 1 year. If he puts on, say, another 10 or 15 pounds, he's going to be Hendon Hooker size.
Yep.
And with his his ability to move and his conditioning and his strength. Good luck
he got that
with the rest of the
Polynesian
SEC.
strength. He really does have that Samoan Polynesian strength to him. When you shake his hand, kid got a real firm handshake on him. Trust me.
One thing I would say is that Nico separates himself from any freshman I've ever seen is his pocket awareness. You do not see
Man.
that with freshmen, and he's only going to grow from that, y'all. We already know how accurate he is, and his decision making. I'm telling you, as a freshman, you do not see that the pocket awareness presence. It's very rare, and it's someone that knows the game, that's very intuitive to what he's doing. And guys, we got someone special. I'm telling you, is
Oh, yes.
going into 24, going to 25. Fully, I'm not saying, I'm calling it right now that he's going to win a Heisman and we're going to be a national championship contender. But hey, this dude is special. We got pieces around him. We got a veteran offensive line, and we got the best offensive play caller in the nation, calling plays for Nico. So hey, let's strap up, let's go, and let's go win us a national championship and a Heisman.
I would love for
Oh,
him
yeah.
to. I would love for him to win a Heisman, but I don't know. I feel like a Tennessee player will never win the Heisman. They'll come up with some
Right.
excuse.
I think we all feel that. I
Some
think we all
excuse,
feel
like
that.
with Peyton. Peyton should have won the Heisman. We all know that. I have friends who are fans of other schools that says Peyton should have won the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Their whole thing.
Yeah.
Their defense, we haven't had a defensive player win the Heisman in a long time. Guess what?
That made it
Charles
worse.
Woodson is the last defensive player to win the Heisman.
Yeah.
Well, here's what, and that ties into what I was going to say a while ago, Jenny, is watching Nico in the pocket and his progression when he's looking down his progression. He reminds me a lot of Peyton as a pocket. His pocket presence is like Peyton's. And I don't know, Peyton is in the school, and I'm sure he's talking to everybody in that quarterback room. So I don't know if he's impressed upon Nico to watch more tape, to learn more of the looks from the defense. I think that has a little bit to do with it. I know back in the day, I watched Peyton all the time, and it was all about when Peyton wasn't on the field, if Peyton wasn't in class, he was sitting in the quarterback room watching tape, watching tape.
Guess who else does that?
He got that from his dad. He got that.
Yeah.
He used to like watching old stuff from old film with his dad.
Yeah,
So,
and I'll let you in on a little tidbit, guys, that I happen to know, and it's one of my favorite things. I do happen to know about him. The kid graduated, right? He graduated his junior year, and he pushed to graduate his junior year, not only so he could spend extra time working out in camp, but Nico has a really tight regiment where he likes to watch 2 hours of film and film breakdown and then go out to the grass every morning. And so his senior year, he wanted that time that he didn't have to go to class so that he could watch that film and take it on to the grass with his personal position coach. And then after that, that's when he'd go to school and work with the team. See, Nico didn't go to school his senior year, right? Kind of a, something I've never even necessarily heard about here. He just did not go at all his senior year. He was already graduated, but that's why he pushed for that, is so that he could have that time to do. Yeah, very smart kid. It's probably, being around Bryce or Nico, it's the number one thing I know about Bryce is he's extremely intelligent, and I don't know as much about Nico, but I can tell you this: those close to him say he is on that intelligence level, and if that is true, you guys got yourself a flat out. Have ourselves a flat out genius at that position.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Coach Shea sitting there on the yacht at USC. He's like, come up and be a Trojan. He's like, you Tennessee
I knew that was coming.
He's like, you Tennessee fans got a special one, but us Trojans, we need a quarterback. Hey, let me catch up on Super Chats real quick. I do want to say this. The link is out for Talkin VAWLS Gold and higher. I see Angry Titan in the chat there. Angry Titan's out there trying to recruit more ladies. Don't leave Jenny by herself, he says. Get in here. He's calling out Amber. He's calling out Kelly. He's saying get in here and be a part of the show. We got David in the back. We'll go ahead and add David. Let me get caught up on Super Chats real quick. But the link is out for Talkin VAWLS Gold and higher. Angry Titan 5 said, could these young pass rushers produce more than Barron? I think so. Good luck to Tyler, but I think we are going to upgrade GBO. I think so too, and I think that's what it boiled down to. Is Tyler Barron said, "I want this amount." The coaching staff said, "No, we'll take Tyree West and we'll roll with it." That's what I think it boiled down to. Jeff Puckett for 5 says, "We all know they are called the Colorado Buffs." What is up with Colorado fans? I don't get it. I don't get the love affair. Philip from Warthog. I say Warthog. It's Wartburg for 5. Every time I say it. I cannot help it. That's just the way I read Wartburg is Warthog. Thank you for the $5. There's fans out here thinking Spire and Tennessee ain't paying, but they just kept almost every player they needed at home. That wasn't cheap. David, I don't know how long you've been watching. What are your thoughts overall of the transfer portal? Kind of the narrative of the show has been people are mad because you're not going out and getting 5 stars from Georgia, but you're bringing back your entire offensive line, defensive line. What do you think about how this coaching staff has handled the offseason so far?
I feel like they did a good job on just keeping the people that we need. Some of the people that left, they needed to get on down anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we can't get everybody. And like y'all been saying anyway, they pretty much go off of if you can even be here and the right culture fit. We don't need nobody who don't want to be here.
Exactly.
Or
Yes,
if
sir.
you just want some money, you can go anywhere and play for some money.
Yes, true.
But on the Tyler Byrne thing, I heard y'all talking. I think he still is a VFL because he stayed when he could have left after all the Pruitt stuff. But I'm glad he didn't go to the other 2 teams. I don't like that he went to Ole Miss regardless, but it is
I
what
think
it
we
is.
should give the Pruitt guys, I think we should give them a pass because they could have been long gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, my question, let me play devil's advocate, David. Did he enter the portal? What was it? Was it 2020?
Yeah, he did.
Was it last year?
He definitely did that. But
so
then
did he
they said
test the
something about-
waters but not get what he wanted? Whereas this year he got what he wanted, so he bounced.
Yeah, you might be right. But I thought it was something about but wasn't it something about his dad was
got fired.
Support system or something. He was on the support staff and so I don't know. I mean, I'm 30. I agree with most of the stuff y'all say. I feel like it's a business, and then I feel like you had said the other day, if it was a kid that some of them boys, they just tell them you got to go. We need some recruiting. If Tyler Byrne didn't play the way he played, we wouldn't care if he left.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah.
We care because he was productive.
We want him back.
He kept getting.
That's the big thing I said in that video. I said, y'all can say whatever you want to say. I want Tyler Barron back. Is why I feel the way that I
do.
feel.
He got held. He got held every game, just about.
Yes.
I like
He really
it.
did.
I think he was good.
I call it
The young
VFL
boys-
just for the clothesline that he had at the Alabama game. I mean, that was worth
Oh,
VFL
man.
right there.
Yeah, y'all right.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is just like you say, money, and it really ain't no loyalty. I mean, but we can't say schools don't be loyal to kids neither, because you come here thinking that you're gonna play,
That's
or they
true.
tell you something,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
then you don't play, and they be like, "Well, we got a 5-star coming in. Go find you somewhere else."
Yeah, no one's crying because the coaching staff told Warren Burrell to go somewhere else.
That's true.
Right? No one's like, "Oh, Warren Burrell's not VFL." Blah, blah, blah,
I'm actually
that.
I want to see all them young boys play. All them other boys,
Me
everybody
too.
else who left in the DB room can go. I almost wanted to say Willie Martinez, but I guess they got something going on. They see something we don't. We not down there every day. So
I think we need to give Martinez at least one more season. He just didn't have the talent. I mean, I don't know.
We agree to
Hey,
she
don't
must have
back
shook
down,
hands
Jenny.
with Willie.
Preach, Jenny.
Get
Don't
him,
back
Jenny.
down. Don't back down. Tell these guys, shut up.
I do have one question. Does anybody recall Ike Johnson?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was at that game
Yeah.
that
I know
he
who
got
he is.
hurt, and I just remember
Terrible.
being like, we were scared he was dead. Like he was that still and not moving. But I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of him speaking, and just I'm so proud of him. Like, because a lot of guys could have just let that destroy their lives and define their lives, but he went out there and is just a great motivational speaker. I love that he goes all around the country, and he still sports that he is a ball for life, and he is a true ball for life. I mean, And I hope that he comes and talks to our guys a lot more, because they need to hear that, his story, and like how he
Agreed.
wanted to be in the NFL so bad. And you know what? He didn't get that chance, but he's accepted that life. He accepted that he wasn't going to be able to play football anymore.
Now I get to double
And
down on Tyler Barron, though, because Inky Johnson said they've asked him, if you could do it all again, would you do it? Would you lay your
And he
life
said
on the
yes.
line? And he said every single time
but he
for the power T. Versus we're talking about kids that want to go get that bag. And I get it, man.
it was different, though. It was different. They didn't get paid. They didn't get paid.
They just didn't tell nobody they got paid.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of McDonald's bags.
Yeah,
They didn't get a
like
check written to them.
But I got a question.
They might have got a McDonald's bag or something, but no checks.
What's the
Or BMW.
Y'all was saying that Tyler want to play. He want to play. What you say? He want to play edge. Edge and DN is damn near the same thing, right?
Kind of, but not really.
I mean, he's not fast enough to play. No, it's
the
like a
edge is more.
linebacker.
Yeah, well, the edge is more. What's the word I'm looking for? He's more
a hybrid linebacker.
That's what Leonard Little.
He's got a larger range of area he can cover,
but he's not fast enough to cover that range of area.
Because
that's
Leonard
what he wants to be, though.
Leonard Little
That's why he's not staying. That's why he's not staying.
So why don't you put
played-
on another 10 pounds and just be Derek Barnett?
Break it
Come
down,
on.
Coach Jay. Break
Keep
it down,
telling him,
Coach Jay.
David. Keep telling him, David.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Like Jenny said, like Jenny said, he's not Leonard Little.
Call him the VFL again, boys. Call him the VFL again, boys.
Because basically that's what Leonard Little did. He was a defensive end, but they moved him to linebacker so he could play both positions.
Yeah, but that's not Tyler Barron. He's a D lineman.
That is true.
Oh,
just real quick, guys, on just a real quick point of emphasis. Leo is a stand-up linebacker position that rushes off the edge and can drop back into coverage, where your DN traditionally is going to, but still, well, one of them's, can Tyler do that? We're about to find out, man.
The point is the edge is typically more lean, more speed, whereas the defensive end is more your typical defensive lineman, right?
Yeah. He gets to pin down his ears and go rip off the quarterback's head too. I mean, that's the guy that's getting paid, right? Like,
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying
would you rather go pin your ears back, or would you rather like stay and maintain gap integrity and wait for the run to come to you?
I'm a big old guy. I play D tackle. I don't know.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They said, "Hey, David, what's your assignment?"
Give me 2 people.
He said, kill the quarterback. That's all he said.
Yeah.
I never got that option.
You got.
I was always hand in dirt.
Well, here's the thing. You got Leonard Little, who's the best edge I've ever seen. Leonard Little was. Yeah. And then you have the defensive end, where Reggie White was the best of anybody ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to change your spot, Little could come in and play that defensive edge, but he's going to do it at a deficit because he doesn't have the size. And then you got Reggie White. He was just too big to get out there in the edge and try to cover into coverage.
There's a component to Tyler Barron, going real quick, Coach Rice, and then I'll let you go too, that I think maybe you've probably picked on as well. One of the things that can make a Leo look really, really good is a true studly 3-technique defensive tackle to the inside of him. And if that was a package deal with Walter Nolan, you could start to really see it become attractive, because if you have that true 3-technique defensive tackle next to you that can take on the double team, then you really can pin your ears back and go whistle high to the hog on that quarterback all day long. And I think that's maybe what Tyler was thinking. Go ahead, Coach Rice.
Yeah, and then one thing I would like to say, defenses, they always base their defense on how they line up according to the strength of the offense.
Correct.
The strong side defensive line is always going to be more worried about being, like Coach Jay said, in the run fit, in the run gap. And a lot of times you see on the field where if it's run situations, there's times where you don't see James Pierce on the field, and you have more run defenders on the field being able to stop the run, as where Pierce is more pass defended orient. That's what he's better at, is getting after the quarterback. Now, is that something that Pierce is going to try to work on getting better on this offseason, getting stronger, being able to attack that offensive lineman and be able to defend his gap when they run at him? Because that's one thing I think offenses will do, is, until he can prove it, is that to run at Pierce and take him out of his game. And so that's one major difference between strong side defensive end and a Leo.
Sure.
Okay.
Do y'all think there was any truth to because I heard that there's rumors that Tyler Barron and Gardner they clashed.
Oh,
I wonder.
I've seen some of that too.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I could see it.
That's an old school Hall of Fame coach, man. He knows what he's talking about. Just listen to him.
You ever have one of those coaches though
that all the kids that went to the NFL that played under him? Why don't you just listen to what he says, shut up and do what he say, and get on there?
I agree.
But I did just see Walter Nolan is talking. They saying Walter Nolan trending to Ole Miss now, so it is what it is.
Yes, sir. I've heard that.
So they're going to sign Tamara McDonald, Tyler Barron, Juice Wells, and Walter Nolan.
Oh, they got
the kid from Florida.
That's
Princely Umarion.
Yes.
And they still are gonna get busted by Alabama.
Let me catch up on Super Chats. Good Lord have mercy. Y'all, when we're all screaming and yelling about the edge versus I love the fact that we got two coaches on here and the rest of us are screaming and yelling what the difference between the edge and the D end is. And they're up there rolling. These two guys are rolling their eyes at us. They're rolling their eyes. They're like, these idiots don't know what they're talking about. Coach Jay's looking at the bottom corner and I'm going, well, this is what it really means. Like, come on, boys. Come on, boys. We're here to have some fun. Let me catch up. Jeff Puckett gifted five Talkin VAWLS memberships. That ain't cheap. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that, brother. Sharing the love of the Talkin VAWLS network. Scotty Hurley for 2 says VFL is for life. You leave, you turn in your card. I'm with that. Timothy McGee for 5 says, hey, is he going to be as good as Manning, where Nico can take over the offense without a check with me? A lot of people think he's going to be the best quarterback since Manning. Yeah. Will Nico go down as the greatest Tennessee quarterback of all time? Let's go around the room. Coach Jay?
That was cold-blooded, Boogie.
I love that I started with you.
Blooded, baby. I appreciate that. Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Coach Rice?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think he will be. You know, we saw positive things. We saw Tennessee make a great step in the right direction with Hendo Cinco. But I think Nico's going to take Tennessee to the next step. And I want to make a quick call out. I see my sister-in-law in the chat repping the ladies. So.
And right on cue, Coach Rice locked up.
That's
She got the internet from upstairs.
Look, Bob's in prison talking about you sharing your internet with your sister-in-law.
She muted you. She muted him.
I will say this real quick, though. I don't necessarily think Nico will be a better pro than Peyton, though. I do think he'll be a better Tennessee Volunteer than Peyton was, though.
Let's keep going. Jenny, better than Peyton or not?
I think he has I think he could. I think he can be. He could go down. We just have to wait and see. But a lot of people didn't. I don't know. Did people really think that Peyton was going to be as great as he was?
No.
I think some people did, but I mean, I think
didn't answer the question. She didn't answer the question. She's dancing all around the question.
I didn't think so. I was at the Rose Bowl when he first trotted out there. I was like, who is this twiggy little guy? He looks like the size of little 9-year-old, 8-year-old Coach Jay.
I answered the question. Out there. I think he could. I think he can be.
What about you, Bob? Better than Peyton or not?
I'm gonna go with the same thing Jenny said, but I'm gonna add to that. No. I think he can be, but it's going to depend on the tools he has to use to play with. Whether his receivers are as good as they need to be to give him that, if the offensive line stands up for his years. If he's got those two things behind him, then he has no ceiling.
Peyton had weapons.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
And a defense. I mean, he had Marcus Nash, Fearless Price. I mean, come on. You know,
Joey Kent. Joey Kent.
If he has those tools receiving the ball, Jamal Lewis, if he's got that backfield and he's got those receivers, I don't see any reason why he can't be the best in Tennessee history.
It's got Jamal Wallace, same thing.
Yeah, there you go. Same
if
guy.
you listen to me make a video, it's the same thing. Jackie, what do you think? Better than Peyton or no?
I'm skeptical. I think is Peyton had 4 years. I don't think Nico stays his 4 years. And two, I don't know the amount of talent that he's going to have around him versus what Peyton had. So I'm a little bit hesitant to say, yes, he will be. But I think if he's not the best, he will definitely be the second best, no doubt.
There you go.
Nate, what do you got?
Well, I think football was a little different back then than what versus what it is now. But saying that, I have a feeling that we're going to be, and y'all call me crazy if you want, and this is all respect to everybody that I'm about to say, but we're going to say Hendon who, and we're going to say Peyton who, and we're going to start going down. I'm telling you.
Let me say something.
Peyton who?
Just watch.
I think if Nico is better than Hendon, we're going to be talking about what a stud he is. Dave, what do you got? Yeah. Better than Peyton?
Probably not.
A realist. I like it.
It's a big statement.
Peyton, that's a lot. That's big shoes. That's some big cleats to fill.
Yeah,
really big cleats.
He would have to learn how to. He would have to be a check down artist like Peyton was. Get the ball to
more timing routes.
Quick.
He'll need more timing routes. He'll need more timing routes and less options.
Timothy McGee stuck in here and changed his username. What the hell has happened tonight? Nate, Nate has been sitting here waiting for hours to talk. You can answer the question, Nate, and then you can take us wherever you want to take us.
I think it's a very touchy subject.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I think it's a very touchy subject. They're two different quarterbacks. Nico's very mobile and Peyton's very pocket passer heavy, which I think Nico's got a very good pocket passer, essence to his game. I think new school era, he's definitely gonna be better than Peyton, but all time era, I think he's gonna drop to a very, very close number 2. It's very touchy. I think honestly, he gets it if we win a national championship, and Nico gets a Heisman, and they don't cheat us out of us like they've done it every single year. I think he can go down as
they will.
It's Tennessee. We'll get cheated out of a Heisman.
My thing about that with Peyton, I've been watching old videos on old games, and every single announcer's like, "Oh, the Heisman, the front runner Peyton Manning. Oh, he's going to win the Heisman." I was like, "How in the world did he not win it?" All these announcers were saying this, but whatever.
Chris Fowler.
I don't even think
30 for 30.
Chris Fowler and ESPN.
Yeah. Exactly right. It was
Hendon
all
didn't
ESPN.
get screwed out of the Heisman. I don't think Hendon should have won the Heisman. He should have just been there.
He should have been in New York.
He should have been
in New York.
If he hadn't got hurt and we beat South Carolina, he would have won the Heisman. Yeah. I go and tell you, if he hadn't got hurt and we had beaten South Carolina and we made the playoff, he's winning the Heisman.
You think they had to win the SEC?
How mad y'all would have been
if he wins?
What if he got
still came? He might have made runner-up, but he wouldn't have won the Heisman. That was already decided.
What if Tennessee would have got done like Florida State if we would have went out and then Hendon got hurt last game and they just kicked us out of the playoffs like they did Florida State.
Oh,
That when people
I don't
yell at
think would have
me for
happened
saying
for us,
Florida,
though.
they would have too. They ranked Alabama ahead of Tennessee in the college football playoff
That is
rankings
true.
because Hinton was hurt, and I'm like, what in the heck
Yep.
are you talking about?
Sure
and everybody's
did.
going, Boogie, this is BS. And then Florida State doesn't make it in, and I make a video about it, and everybody's going, well, their quarterback's hurt. And do y'all remember last year? Like, were y'all watching last year when all that happened?
That's not
Yeah, but the
Alabama real
difference-
estate love.
We would have
Boogie,
burnt
they
the
don't have
NCAA
any-
offices to the ground if we
The
got screwed.
question,
They
the
would've-
question is it the same scenario as Florida State? Would we have been undefeated in the SEC? Because being undefeated in the SEC is completely different than being
It's way
undefeated in the
different.
ACC.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if we were
Way
undefeated in the SEC, then we'd have stayed at number one in the CFP.
That
So,
is true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
because we were ranked number one in the initial CFP rankings.
Yep.
And I mean,
Shouldn't have
and
did that.
ACC is a cupcake walk.
That's one thing I was talking to.
Yeah.
I was going off on Twitter about some Colorado fan. He was like, "Man, y'all couldn't even match up against that. We were number one in the nation last year at one point. You freaking loser."
Oh my god.
Where were they last year? What they didn't even have a winning season last year
They-
either, did they?
They
No.
There's a
won
They
toilet
didn't know where they were.
one
Toilet
game
bowl.
or something.
in the
Poor
toilet
thing.
bowl.
Get out
Good
of here.
Lord, let me catch up on Super Chats. This fan calling show is off the rails, but I'm here for it. I love it. Chris Brown becomes a member of the channel. Appreciate it, Chris. If you're watching in the chat and you don't have a Power T beside your name, I've heard that you're a Florida Gators fan. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not.
That's
You
right.
can fix that. Hit the join button down below. It's $1. It is $1. That's it, $1. You can't buy anything for $1 in 2023, but you can become a member of the Talkin VAWLS Network, fan call-in shows, custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. Drop those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis in the chat right now. Show them what they could possibly win. But more than anything, you support the channel. We would appreciate it. So shout out Chris. Timothy McGee. Wait, David, is this you? David is on the show, disguised as Timothy, dropping super chats. For 2, he says, without the check with me first. Thank you, Timothy. We appreciate that. Hot Rod for 5 says, how good do you think this tight end group will be the next couple of years? I'm worried about depth. We kind of talked about it at the top of the show. Holden Stace, I think, is going to be good. I'm excited about Ethan Davis. Shout out Ethan Davis for the Instagram follow today, by the way. Shout out to my boy. Appreciate that support. I think he's going to be great, but I worry about depth. I wish they could add Jordan Dingle and him be behind Ethan Davis, but I just don't think that's not going to happen.
that wasn't going to work.
It was always going to be one portal guy and one high school guy, and that makes me worry about depth. Other than Coach Rice, you brought up a good point, the Bauer kid from Southeast Louisiana.
Yeah, I think he's trending towards Oklahoma, but I think depth is something we definitely need to target at tight end. But hey, what year stays? He a redshirt sophomore?
I think he's a sophomore.
I think that's
Yeah.
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got multiple years of Stace and Davis, and I know for sure we got a couple top targets in the 25 class that are tight ends, and they are already interested in Tennessee. So I think we'll be more than fine in years to come.
Oh, yeah.
I was happy. I was happy to see that he was a sophomore. So I was like, well, at least it's that we don't have somebody that's graduating who's going to be leaving the next year. So
I just worry about this year. You got Stace, you
Yeah.
got Davis. What happens if 1 or 2 of those guys get hurt? Now
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
looking at Salmon, who's a
Yeah.
walk-on, and then who?
Yeah.
Charlie Browder as
Yeah.
well as a sophomore.
You're struggling.
But
And the
one
boy
thing,
from London.
Yeah, but he's so raw. He's so
You're
athletic.
away, so-
Also, I gotta say this.
But he's got a whole year, right?
Every-
He's got a whole
got a
year.
year.
Everybody harassing me saying, why don't you ever talk about this on air? And I never talk about it on air. Allegedly from AP. Allegedly, Shandavion Bradley moving to tight end.
yeah.
So
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
we'll see how that works out. Let me
He's
catch up on
athletic,
Super Chats. We
very
got some more.
athletic.
Timothy McGee for 5 says, who would be better in reading defensive schemes, Peyton or Nico? Always less option routes, more timing routes. I'm going to go with Peyton. I'm going to lead towards Peyton on this one, a guy that's played 842 years of football.
Yeah.
That's who I'm going with on that
I'll go
one.
with that too.
Gary drops
forehead.
5 Talkin VAWLS memberships. Shout out Gary. He's the man. He also drops this member chat, been a member for 12 months. Says, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. I'm pretty sure he also said, you know the biggest comment I got? I made one All right, hold on. We're going to get into this in just a second because this is how we're going to wrap the show up. Dalton York for 2 says my dad is sitting next to Bison Lang at Top Golf. Well, I don't believe it unless you take a picture and tag me on Twitter at Boogie Bentley. I want to see it.
Yep.
Shout out Bison Lang, the center of the future. Even though Coach Rice feels otherwise, I think Bison Lang is the center of the future. Let's wrap this thing up. This is going to be the topic to take us home. What do y'all think about opt-outs? And the reason I asked that is because in the Jalen Wright video, he's off to the draft. He's opting out, and I made one comment about opting out, and it man, people get pissed. I did the same thing last year with Jalen Hyatt, and then the number one comment I got was, "Yeah, you don't like opt-outs unless it's Joe Milton, right?" And I just commented back and said, "Exactly. That's the only guy I want to opt out." What are you guys' thoughts on finishing once you start, right? Like, I'm committed to this team. I think a bowl game means something. That's how I was raised. If I wanted to quit a sport, I could quit a sport, but I had to finish the season. And the season's not over till after the bowl game. Jackie, I see you nodding your head.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on opt-outs?
I'm with you, Boogie. I'm with you. It's if you're involved for life, you finish what you start. I mean, if you're going to be a part of the team, finish the year with them. I don't like opt-outs. I mean, I understand them doing it simply because they want to protect their interest or protect their body, not lose a chance to go to the NFL. But still, I mean, you're part of the team. Finish the year.
That's where I'm at. Unless you're Joe. Unless you're Joe. Exactly.
I agree.
We want to see Nico.
Yeah.
Joe did enough.
Yeah. I agree. I don't like opting out either, but at the same time, I mean, in Jalen Wright's case, it's so hard to tell a
running
kid,
back.
Yeah, as a running back, it's just, hey, he needs to be ready for the combine. We got depth.
Yeah.
Now I understand if it's a piece that we desperately need, and it's where we don't have much depth at, and you're just leaving us, be
High and dry.
We're high and dry, and I think like we got Dylan Sampson, Kim Selton, so in that case we're fine. As far as that's why we're saying, hey, we want Joe to go ahead and opt out because we're I hate saying it, we're selfish. We want to see Nico, but but at the same time, what's that tag onto you as far as your legacy goes as a Tennessee Volunteer? Well, to me, I think part of it is what type of game. I know people are going to say, well, that shouldn't matter. What type of game are we playing in? Are we playing in a playoff game? Are we playing in a championship playoff contender?
Right.
Look at Jalen Hyatt. He opted out of the Orange Bowl. That's a pretty big dang bowl game.
Now, see, I agree. That's a New Year's Six bowl. That's different. I'm saying anything less than New Year's Six bowl, I can kind of. I'm not saying I fully understand because I don't agree with it. I'm just saying I can understand where they come from as far as them opting out.
That's where I'm at too. Even though I say I don't like it, I understand it. So I'm not here freaking out, yelling and screaming. If it was you, Coach Rice, what would you do? What would you do?
In the game we're in, I'd opt out.
Oh, you pansy! I would play. Good Lord, you freaking! How old are you? What are you, like 32? Freaking entitled prick! God bless America. Coach Rice is like, I've already ordered my freaking new man purse. I got my new man purse I'm going to wear to the draft. Me and Jackie down here, I'm playing left guard. Jackie's playing right guard. We're going to lead the way for Coach Rice. And he's like, I'm going to sit out. I need my new Versace purse. God,
watch out. He might be going to Ole Miss next.
Bail out on us.
He's got a COVID year. He's like, I'm going to play for Nick Saban.
No,
it's Louis. His bag's Louis.
Listen, one thing I would say, there's no way I'm opting out and transferring. The only way I'd opt out is if I know for sure I got my draft grade back and I'm a top two round draft pick. That's the only way. Because you still have more to play for. Like guys like Alontae Taylor a couple years ago. There's no reason. He was dealing with an injury, I think, so that was part of it. If you're not a top 2 round guy, I don't understand opting out. There's no reason for you to opt out. like I said, I understand it, but at the same time, I disagree with it on some cases.
I
Yeah, well, like
understood
As good as
Tillman
Jalen
off
Wright
and out.
was,
yeah, well,
he's
like
not going to be
Jalen
a
Wright.
top two
Yeah,
pick. He's not going to be a top 2 round pick anyway because running backs, there's too many of them. I mean, he got a lot of tread on
Yeah.
his tires, but
Mhm.
there's too many running backs.
yeah, like with Jalen Wright though. So like, do you want him playing,
Not
or
really.
do you want to give Dylan Sampson and Cam Seldon that run
Well,
in that game? What's the best thing for that team, right? Like that's kind of the way I look at it. Is what's the best for two things, right? Like football is family, so team and family. What's the best thing for the team, and what's the best thing for the family is kind of how I think the order of business should go. And you know, sometimes the best for the thing for the team is not playing, like with Joe, right? Like I think everyone's kind of in agreement. The best thing you can do for them is either play split time or not play in that game. And you know, for me, the last thing I'd ever want to do is make a selfish decision for myself over my team. Maybe it's just kind of an old school way of thinking, but
But I think
just
the
kind of the
best
way
way
I
to win
view it.
the best for me to play devil's advocate, who gives us the
Yeah,
best chance to win, Joe Milton or Nico? I think Nico. Who
Nico.
gives us the best chance to win
True.
at running back?
Joe
People will
was going to
disagree.
play. Joe
People
was
will
going to
Oh, he
disagree.
play.
gonna play.
I
He gonna
think
play.
Jalen,
He is
Jalen
from
Wright's the best
here.
running back on this
He's
football
gonna
team,
play.
hands down, no
He's
questions asked.
Hands
he's
down.
from here, so
Oh, he's
he's
already
going to play.
practicing. He's
Do
practicing.
we
He's
do we
back.
think do we think does everyone think Nico's going to play meaningful snaps
No,
in the beginning of this game, or do you
no.
think it's going to be more of the same of what we've been seeing?
It's all
more of
Joe.
the same.
More the
It's all
same.
Joe.
Yeah,
More
more
the
the
same.
same.
If he
Yeah.
don't play in the beginning of the game, it's gonna be terrible mop up duty at
Gonna
the
be
end of the
rough.
game. If we even get
Yes,
high, if we score enough points for him to even get in.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, well, here's my old take on it. And if as far as opting out, if you've had a history of injury like Joe has, opt out. Go get ready for the combine. You're going to the NFL. Plus, it's good for our team. Another thing we don't know is, was there a discussion with Jalen Wright behind the scenes? Hey, we've got it, with Dylan Sampson and we're
I'm
good.
sure.
Do what you need to do for your future, because the Tennessee, you stood behind the University of Tennessee. Now we're going to stand behind you. So we don't know what those discussions were
Yes,
behind the
yeah.
scenes. So I can't get mad at him for opting out.
But I bet
They're
Hypo
always
had
gonna-
the same conversations with Jalen Hyatt last year.
Yeah.
He,
I guarantee
he
you.
wants,
They did
he
too.
has their
Right.
best interest at heart. That's who Hypo is. Let me hit a couple of super chats. We're going to get out the door. Hot Rod for 2. 12-team playoff may keep kids from opting out. I don't know. You're seeing people now opt out of the national championship game. So we'll see. Wait, Noe for $20. That ain't cheap. That's Orange Boy. We'll play the clip.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Says Nico is going to be our best quarterback since Peyton Manning, and we will win a national championship with Nico. GBO, how do I get on the fan call-in show? And we're going undefeated in 2024. Well, here's how you get on the fan call-in show. You're already a member of the channel. I don't know what level you give at. The way the fan call-in show, we always give out the link to Talkin VAWLS Elite and higher. That's the $10 level and higher per month. Tonight, I dropped it down to the $5 tier, so everybody at that level or higher gets it. When I drop the link, you go to the community tab. Go to our YouTube channel, click the community tab, and the link is posted for people at that level. If you give $1 a month, you get the custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. There's different perks and benefits. I try to highlight member comments in the live streams, whether it's post-game show or Wednesday night show or fan call-in show, regardless. But to get on the show, really, Talkin VAWLS Elite is the best level to do that at. But whatever you guys want to do, I appreciate the way you support the channel. Appreciate everybody. This was an epic night. I love Jenny getting on here repping the girls. I see a lot of the girls in the chat. I see Nikki. I see Amber. I see Kelly. And they're all scared. They're all scared to get on here. And Jenny is trying to hold down the fort for you ladies. You guys got to jump on and hang out with us. And I appreciate Jenny. Jenny took that bold step. Everybody's scared. She's like, I'm here, ladies. Come hang out.
I was scared at first. But I decided to do it.
But now you understand, right? It's like, it's family, right? It's family. There's nothing to be scared of.
Yeah.
Like, I say stuff all the time on here, and I get insulted and told I'm an idiot. Don't worry about it. Smokey Balls for 21. Trying to take that leaderboard. Appreciate that. That's an Orange Boy. Let's play the clip again.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Smokey Balls for $21. I love when you guys pay me to plug my merchandise. Smokey Ball says a wise man once said, go to bonfire.com/store/talkinvalls and get you a dang hoodie. That's right. I mean, why not? The link's in the description below as well. Lord have mercy. I'm trying to wrap the show, and you guys just want me to keep playing the clip, but I'll do it. I'll do it all night.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Shannon DeCannon for $20. That ain't cheap, says thanks, Boogie. Talking Vols makes me a better fan. I appreciate that. That's very kind words, man. When everybody's frustrated, when everybody's upset, I want to provide you guys an outlet, a place to come. A couple of nights ago, a week ago, when everybody was down in the dumps, I sent up the bat signal. I said, Coach Jay, Coach Rice, we got to go live. I said, they need us. My wife's like, really? It's going to be 9 o'clock when we get home. Can we not just watch TV and go to bed? I was like, no. And I put my Batman cape on, and I came down here, and we went live because that's what we do. I may not always break news. I always may not be here for the breaking news, but I try to give you guys voice, the voice of the voiceless, they say. But, man, I love this community. I said it earlier. I never thought that this is what it was going to be, where I felt like I was on with family, and everybody had a voice, and everybody, man, it was just – feels like we all really just hanging out, having a good time. I'm grateful for that. Lee Minnick for 5 says, I've been here a long time. Best fan call-in show yet. The channel is getting better, no doubt. I appreciate that, Lee. That's what it's all about is the fan call-in shows. This is a fun one. This is a fun one.
I have a quick question.
Uh-oh. I thought you were going to say a statement about how much you love the channel. No.
About opting out. When did this start? Because back in the day, that wasn't even a thing. Like you played the bowl game, whether you were going to NFL, and Fulmer was known for putting guys in the league. That was why people wanted. That's why guys wanted to come to Tennessee, is because they knew that Fulmer and his staff was gonna put you in the league.
Gary says college football playoff. You guys agree with that?
I'd say that's about the same time it started.
Yeah,
probably.
It started.
Yeah.
Because they realize you're not playing for a national championship. Yeah, they feel like, hey, I'm not in the title game.
But I mean, when we were in the Citrus Bowl, the three years in a row, however many times we were in the Citrus Bowl back in the '90s, we knew we weren't playing for a national title. But I mean, they still play.
Yeah. But the old bowl games used to matter, whereas now, is anybody watching bowl games right now? No. Like nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I tried, man. I couldn't do
College
it.
football.
I watched them all
changing.
yesterday.
Yeah, you're a nerd. You also watch high school film on a regular basis.
True. Yeah, I'm guilty.
Some people are more football
Guilty
nerds than
as
others,
charged.
but bottom line is, college football's changing, but we're still going to be here supporting the Tennessee Volunteers. We got to wrap. I appreciate you guys, all of you guys. This top panel, Coach Jay, Coach Rice, they're my ride or dies. If I need to go live, they are here. Good old Nate Pruitt, I love that you changed your name. You're a valuable asset. Jenny, I appreciate you repping the women. Jackie, I appreciate you and David both. I think, David, this is your first fan call-in show too, right?
Yeah, I've been a member for a long time, though. I'm actually at work right now. Luckily, I got to go on lunch. I said, I'm going on lunch.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes,
I
sir.
love you first-time callers, man. You guys were a lot of fun tonight. Nate, you're the man. We buried you tonight. We didn't let you talk, but I love you. I appreciate the support. We're out the door. Thank you guys for watching.
Keep up the good work, Boogie, man. I
Appreciate
listen
it.
to you.
Go Big Orange.
Best channel.
Definitely.
Salter bait. Go Big Orange.
How about this? Jenny, take us out the door. What would I say if I was wrapping up a video?
Oh, you put it on the spot.
On the spot.
It's hard when he puts you on the spot like that.
That's going to do it for this one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do I have to teleprompter?
Yep.
That's going to do it for this one.
Say it, Jenny.
This
is the
Come on,
Talking
bud.
Balls Network. This is the Talking Balls Network.
Your name
Big
is
Orange.
That'll do it.
My name.
Let's reset. Hold on.
Reset.
Thanks for watching. That's going to do it for this one.
For this one. I have a horrible memory.
Oh my gosh.
We love you, Jenny.
Let's try one last time, Jenny. That's going to do it for this one.
Say it, Jenny.
This is the Talking Balls Network.
This is the Talking Balls Network.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Your name is what?
My name is Jenny Van. Go Big Orange.
Big Orange.
The songs how like me, poets that we call